Hi, class. Today we're going to start on our imaginary watershed island maps. These maps are just the beginning of starting to invent your own island. It can have anything you want on it. And the special thing about your island is it's going to connect to what you're learning about in your other classes, where it's going to have a watershed. It's going to actually work like a real island or a real piece of land where water flows down into one collected spot. Let me show you the parts of your map. You are going to name your island, anything you want. I named my island after my daughter Miranda, but you can name your island after anything you want. Your island is going to have special places on it. I have a high point on my island called Griffin's Peak and another high set of mountains called Dragon Ridge. I have a lake called Unicorn Lake. I'm showing where all the water is flowing, and I'm even naming a beach. This is Mermaid Beach. So one of the three things on your map, besides the picture of the island itself, is an elevation key. And this is where you're going to choose your color scheme for your art project. 3 colors, and your color scheme is either going to be white, light green, and dark green, or it's going to be beige, light green, and dark green. Your tallest part of your island, it's either going to be a little bit snowy because it's a northern island, or it's going to be a little bit brown because it's a tropical or volcanic island. And the third thing on your map is going to be a compass rose. You can make a compass rose look beautiful and interesting and whatever colors you want, but it is going to have north on the top, south on the bottom, west on the left-hand side, and east on the right-hand side. And this is a picture of the thing that we will start tomorrow, which is going to be an actual 3D model of your island that you draw today. If we were to pour water or sprinkle water onto your model, it would work just like a watershed in real life. The water would start to gradually roll and drip down into the rivers and then down out into the ocean. And it would work like a bowl, collecting things, collecting the water and everything that comes with it down into a common area. So you have to start your map. And the only thing you have to do to draw an island is kind of a wavy, wobbly circle shape up in the upper part of your paper. Give yourself a lot of space. And then down in the left-hand corner, you're going to draw kind of that L shape with a roller coaster hill going down. This is going to be where your key goes. And you're going to show us the 3 colors for over 2,000 feet high, 1,000 to 2,000 feet high, and less than 1,000 feet high. You're also going to show us what the symbol will be for the watershed boundary that we will draw later. But you can see this is like if we sliced a mountain and looked at it from the side and then saw what colors things will be on our map. The compass rose starts with a giant plus sign. Yes, you may get a ruler and use it if you raise your hand. Make a giant plus sign. Label the parts with your best handwriting. And then you can fancy it up however you want. This one's a little bit different. It's more like flower petals. And here I am. I have begun adding the color. Since this island is a tropical island, it's going to be sort of a volcanic. My highest peak is going to be brown, and I did kind of a U shape. So that's what I'd like you to do, a U shape that's not all the way to the edge of your island, unless it's a real steep island, but sort of inside and couching your island into a U shape. I didn't make it a total U, but you can make yours a long U, a lopsided U, some kind of U shape that's going to cause our watershed. And then the next lowest down color is going to coat around the outside of your tall color, and that's that light green. So you can see where I did light green around the whole outside of the brown. That's where my mountains is starting to get a little bit lower, sloping down into the watershed. And in this picture, I even started using my third color, which is a dark green. It's dark green because this is where so much water goes that the ground is lush and the trees and anything, any kind of vegetation is getting super dark green because it's getting so much water. And this is a picture showing how I'm holding one of these color sticks on its side to color a little bit faster and smoother and lighter. Here it is again, sideways coloring, just to kind of fill it up with color. It shouldn't take the whole class to color, but you can really enjoy the process and make it look nice. So here it is, my colored in island, and I colored my elevation to match. Beige, light green, dark green. And in real life, when we paint these, you might want to paint some kind of beach. Just make sure the color is different than what you used on the top of your mountain. So you can use beige if you were using white for a snowy mountain, or if you did use that beige for the highest part of your mountain, try using a dark brown or a yellow for your beach. And that's just right on the shore. So the last thing I did was color some blue around to show where the water is, and I drew the rivers. The rivers all start at the top of my mountain. They all are going to start from that original U shape, upside down U shape, and then come down into the center of your island, into a reservoir or a lake or a river, and then eventually it'll empty out into the ocean. And you're also going to color your compass rose. This one's almost done, but I'm going to keep working on it. And here's a picture of how you'll be painting later on. You'll be adding blue for your rivers and blue for your ocean, and you'll be adding your 3 colors onto the top, middle, and lower portions of your island. It's going to be awesome. And this is to show how your Play-Doh that we're using on cardboard is just going to slide right onto the ocean where the shore meets the sea, nice and flat. Today, if you finish your map and finish coloring it and finish labeling it and naming it and doing all 3 parts, you're going to be able to get some Play-Doh, and I'll give you some wax paper to experiment with. The wax paper helps make cool crinkles that will look realistic on your island. And you can also start to form it. See if you can form Play-Doh into a shape that mimics the one on your map. That's it. Have fun.